This is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
Yeah.
What is
crazy,
going
man.
on? Yo, for some odd
man.
reason, I cannot hear the music in the background. It's really, really weird. But anyway, what's going on, Faithful? I'm your boy, Nick, 49er Faithful 365. And over there to that side, my guy, Wayne Breezy. Breezy, man. We are here with another fun-filled episode of this Nothing But Niners podcast for all of you that are tuning in. Make sure that you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Give us a follow on all of our social media avenues. And they are, I'll pull them up. Follow us on Snapchat, Twitter, Nothing But 9 ERS. Hit that like and subscribe button, like I said. Turn on that bell notification so that you know when we go live in case we bring you any impromptu shows. Give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram and Twitch. That's Nothing But Niners all the way spelled out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything else like that, give us a shot, NBN or NB9ERS at nothingbutniners.com. And we are on all podcast avenues, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Play, wherever you want us to be, we are there. Breezy.
Yo.
It's been a crazy day today in Ninerland.
Has it?
Yeah, it has, because we bring in Joe Flacco. Why? Right? Crazy. It's a crazy day.
I could tell you why, but yeah, all right, cool.
So,
it's the PlayStation.
Yeah, and then before we get into the nitty-gritty of this type, hey, drop right there.
Nice
Make sure
drop.
you guys check out Wayne on nitty-gritty.
Monday nights, baby, 7 p.m. EST, whatever that is.
It is just gonna be me and Breezy holding it down tonight. I did send out a message to a couple guys to see if they wanted to jump on, but haven't heard anything back yet. So, Breezy, let's get right into this, man. All right, with the start of free agency, we've talked about Kyle Juszczyk, we've talked about E-Man, we've talked about Trent Williams. We've talked about all these pieces that we've added, right? And the subject of tonight's show is going to be, because there was a graphic that went out, and we'll put that graphic up when we start to talk about it, saying that the 49ers basically did not improve this year, right? So, and the whole part of this show tonight is step in the right direction. Did we go forward or did we go backwards? And we'll follow that graphic and we'll look at those things. There's a couple things. Did you get a chance to listen to E-Man's presser today?
I did.
Did you get a chance to listen to Kyle Juszczyk's?
Too long for my blood.
Too long for your blood? Yeah. Kyle's
my attention span is about 3 to 7 minutes, dog. After that, I'm in La La Land.
Yeah. So, also big news coming out. We did think that Alex Mack only signed a 1-year deal, but Alex Mack, Joe Staley 2.0, because if you watch his Instagram stories and things like that, he reminds me so much of Joe Staley. But it's a 3-year deal, so we're not sure on what the money. So, man, look at this. Look at this offensive line right here.
That offensive line is stacked like the International House of Pancakes.
Brunskill and Alex Mack's faces look the same right here. Their heads are turned the same way.
Is trashing Madden, yo. I'm sorry.
But this right here is a really good offensive line. Now we can always improve at the right guard position. Mike McGlinchey can obviously.
Wait. Can I pause you right there, yo?
Yeah.
Can I pause you right there?
Of course.
Because you're right. But Brunskill's no slouch at that right guard position. When you can hold a man, when you can hold up against the number 1 defensive player in the world, Craig, you get my vote. You get what I'm saying? Because when they put my man Aaron Donald over there, he had no problems. Donald wasn't a problem. So I think he belongs at the guard position. I think he can play tackle, but he damn sure can't play center.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, like, you can use an upgrade at right guard, but he is a guy that will get you through to where you can draft a guard, pick up another guard to learn behind him, to learn the system behind him and while he's here. Mike McGlinchey can obviously get better in pass protection. It's always been a downfall of his, even in Notre Dame. He has progressed a little bit, but you can always get better. You'll hear a player, I can always get better. You heard Mike McGlinchey call himself out last year, as in he could get better at things that he was doing. Moving forward, though, that offensive line, in my eyes, looks pretty darn good, right?
I'm telling you.
Pretty darn good.
We stacked.
So I wanted to find this one.
Now, my issues with the offensive line is depth. So that's where I think we bolster up in the draft, bro.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to bolster up in the draft with the offensive line because of position. So you got, obviously you got Justin School, you got Colton McKivitz, you got not Laken Tomlinson, Sean Coleman, all those guys coming back. Sean Coleman, I don't think he's ever touched the field in a regular season game. And then you go with Justin School, who played in a couple games, 4 or 5 games, I guess it was, when Joe Staley was out. And then you obviously have Colton McKivitz, who was no
slouch at guard either. He got some burn,
which was just drafted last year. He did get some burn last year. But yes, you're obviously right. I was looking for this image that I put up of something that Ian Williams stood out and said, and I don't know where it went, and it's actually gone now. I just downloaded all these, and I don't know where it went. But anyway, we'll get back to that because I'm not sure where it goes. But let's talk about this Trent Williams deal real quick. And I know we talked about it before. We heard, okay, it's going to be $8 million or $7 million cap hit or whatever. Let's dig into that. This is what it is here. This was the first tweet, March 18th. 49ers left tackle Trent Williams, 6-year, $138.6 million deal is actually 2 deals. 3 years at $60.75 million to start, and a 3-year, $77.31 million option the club can exercise by April 1st of 2023. If exercised, Williams' 2023 pay becomes mostly guaranteed. He gets $32.4 million in year 1.
Woo.
So the 49ers went and upped him, right? Oops, wrong one. So, right, this was the first one Albert Beer put out. So Niners left tackle Trent Williams backloaded 6-year, $138.06 million deal shows San Francisco held firm in the $20 million per range, right? And we said that we didn't want to go higher than 20, right?
20, yeah.
So this is broke down right here. So $30.1 million signing bonus, right? And then he gets $32.4 million in 21 of that guaranteed money, right? That's part of that guaranteed money. In year 2, over 2 years, he gets 40.5 from the 49ers. This is cap money. So you're just under 20, 20.25, right? Well, 20.2.5. Over 3 years, $60 million. Over 4 years, $81 million. That's still 20. Over 5 years, $105 million. And then in 2026, $33 million total.
Whew.
So this is essentially, let's go back to that real quick. This is essentially 2 3-year contracts, right? But the first year is paid for. So I'm interested to see what the cap hit's going to be, right? And I had it here and it just disappeared. I don't know why. I just did all that and it's not there now.
Which one are you looking for?
I'm looking for the one with the cap hit from, I don't remember who it's from, but I have it right here in my photos, so I'll just pull it up. But I'm going to send this to me. But what are your thoughts on that contract while I do this real quick?
I mean, it just seems, I know it seems like it's definitely a lot of money, but it just seems like it's definitely team friendly. Like it's a way for the 49ers to say, hey, if you're not here at this particular part of the year, we've paid you. And this is why he signed it, because he's getting a nice big chunk of the bulk of that joint up front, like at the beginning of his contract, right? The beginning of his tenure with the 49ers, getting a big chunk of it. So if things don't seem to pan out, he already knows the 49ers can walk away and bygones be bygones, right? Like, so the 49ers won't take a big, huge cut, dead hit, and all that good stuff. So I feel like the contract works. For the first time I've seen the contract work in both favors, right? Trent's getting what he wanted a year. 49ers are getting what they're willing to give him what he wants a year. And then they're if, you know, Trent at 35, 36, 37, you know, gets a pinky toe injury or something, like, you know, just something ain't right. There's a way out, and these are what the 49er contract is starting to look like, and we've seen this recently. We haven't seen him to this magnitude, but we've seen it recently that the 49ers always find a way out of their contract. And I think this is a good contract signing. I know the money number seems large. Guys, don't forget, next year, the cap won't be 182.5 or whatever,
right,
whatever it is this year. You hear what I'm saying? It's going to be back up in that 200 millions. So you're going to see more money and you're going to see more restructures. So what? We're going to be paying $45 million in salary cap money next season to Eric Armstead and Trent Williams. So what? Who cares? I guarantee you somebody can get restructured. Touchdown.
You play Madden tonight?
Yeah, I haven't played Madden in about 2 months, man. I'm rusty. But you get what I'm saying, Nick? Like, the contract seems favorable on both sides. And this is a good, like, for me, this is making me feel like players are going to want to come and play in San Francisco as long as Parag, John, and Kyle is in the front office.
Right.
Even Richard Sherman got a good player's contract his first years here. You know what I'm saying? Even that was in favor of himself. And the 49ers had their out. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
No, you're good. You're good. And you're 100% right. The Niners are doing things to where they can get out of those contracts. And this is what we talked about when Mike was, you know, when we were on the show, Mike, Tony, everybody else, we were all talking about how you need to back end load to where you have outs. Give them a long-term deal. Get out of the contract to where you can get it done. And the Niners stuck hard. And, you know, there was a tweet that went out with the Chiefs saying that the Chiefs were right into it up at the end. I don't know how much I believe that. And I had made the comment, I quote tweeted it, and I said, at least we could finish this one. Like, you know, at least we could finish this on like we did with the Super Bowl. But, you know, this signing is great. I think, you know, you heard Kyle Juszczyk talk about it, and he says, you know, just the ability that Trent does of moving a lineman into the laps of a linebacker is just like no other tackle in the league.
Right.
We've seen these pancake blocks. We've seen the way that Trent Williams moves. He is just a good addition. And he even said it on his podcast with Richard Sherman that he feels Kyle Shanahan's system is the best fit for him. And that's another reason why he wanted to come back here. You go back to what he said in the very beginning, obviously, you know, before he signed, I would have probably took it with a grain of salt if he signed somewhere else. But he did say, you know, these guys are hungry. This is an organization and a culture that I want to be a part of. So obviously he proved his point. He wanted to be a part of here, but he also wanted to get paid, and he did that. So, he did that. So
you can't knock him for wanting to get paid, man. Look, when you come off of a year and a half missing out of the NFL and you put up numbers to be like the number one left tackle in football, even if he didn't look like he was still rated the number one left tackle in football. I know you guys say he struggled on some things. That's understandable, but I know y'all all watched him maul linebackers and defensive backs over. Maul them. Take them totally obliviate out of the picture on the run game. It's going to be awesome to watch, Nick. Can you put that picture back up of this offensive line, bro? Let me tell you about this offensive line. This offensive line right here, Nick, tell these people how long I've been wanting Alex Mack. This was before we even signed the dude. We got the dude from the Giants, right? I've been wanting Alex Mack just because I know he can run this system. And so having him at the centerfold makes us that much better. If Jimmy's going to be the quarterback for the 49ers, which right now looks like he's going to be, Jimmy is going to be a lot better as long as he's healthy. He's going to have a better way of getting that ball out. Jimmy doesn't have to come to the line, pre-read defensive snaps, do all that crap because you got your center there that's going to be able to kind of like make sure the line is given the right protections, right? Now, in the run game, tell me who effing with this offensive line. Please.
No.
Somebody.
I couldn't even tell you because, look, this offensive line – if anything, really, obviously we all talk about protection for whoever's behind center. I'm not going to mention any names because we don't know who it's going to be right now, right? And I don't want to say one person and it not be that person. I don't want to say another and it not be that person. So, it's interesting though because the people that are really going to eat on this team is the running backs. Because these guys
haven't talked about them yet.
We haven't even talked about how the running backs are going to excel behind this offensive line. Obviously, you got Trent Williams. Laken Tomlinson's always been, really good at what he does. Brunskill's been, his part. Mike McGlinchey's good in the run game. But then you add a center and Alex Mack. It'll be interesting. The only thing that scares me, and something Mike said earlier, in our group chat, I believe it was Mike, where he's like, when we were talking about Phillip Lindsay, because we were all talking about Phillip Lindsay coming here, and a fan asked, and they're like, oh, go get Phillip Lindsay. And we're like, we can't because he's tendered. Well, they released a tender on him. So he's now a free agent. So, but we were talking about our running backs, and it was like, look, we all like our running backs, but they're porcelain. They really are porcelain. They're smaller guys. They're smaller guys, and just the way that they play the game of football, physical, they get hurt. You need a guy that can bull rush or put his back into it, I guess you could say, and then
put your back into it.
But in the end, I think that you have JaMychal Hasty coming back who showed promise. Mike was talking about that the other night. Then you have Raheem Mostert, who had one heck of a year in 2019, stayed healthy. Last year, had some injuries here and there, but did come back and play for the team afterwards. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Pause. Why is he pausing? Put your back into it?
Yeah.
And then obviously Jeff Wilson Jr. has shown promise. I think more snaps and more availability for him to play helps him. And then you got Austin Walters, who is here. Who of those three or of those four would you move to bring in Phillip Lindsay?
I don't think you have to move any of them, man. We're talking about bringing guys into this camp, bro. And the 49ers are able to get these kind of like.
Right, but I'm saying like if Austin Walter was a starter.
Oh man, you can Walter, AC, those are the two guys that are expendable. They can go back to the practice squad for all I care. You know what I'm saying? And then you can stash them and have them for a few extra years while you get your money worth out of a guy like Lindsay. Look, I like Lindsay, but guess what? He stays too. Injured, man. Look, if we're gonna bring in a guy with we maybe we just draft another guy or or whatever. I do like Lindsey, but I mean, he didn't play much last year. There's another guy out there we can go get too, James Conner. I mean, there's some players out there that we're just passing over that aren't probably going to get signed to big contracts. And so there's some running backs that I can see Kyle Shanahan try to bring in, get these guys on these 1 year. Just you're going to see a lot of 1 year deals in this 2021 season, man, just due to the way the salary cap is and the way COVID hit. And I wouldn't be mad if you brought in a guy like Lindsey or a guy like James Conner. I think James Conner kind of like just said, F Pittsburgh, I'm good. He ain't want to be there. And then Lindsey got hurt last season. These guys would be good. These are your these are guys that could be kind of like the girth guys, right? The bell cow guys. You also, did you mention oh my God, what's my guy's name? Not Mostert, not Lindsey, not oh my gosh. I'm drawing a blank. The best catching running back we have on our team. Did you mention him? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's another bruiser, but they all run so fierce and so hard that they find ways to get injured. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so we have some guys, and you're asking me who would I move, but I think you could stash a guy like Hasty on your practice squad, man. He didn't start that many games this year, right? Maybe one, maybe two. He should be able to go back to the practice squad. The same way
he had those 2 games that he played pretty well and then got injured.
Yeah, but the same way we treated Jeff Wilson Jr. all these years, I think Hasty will get that treatment. It's just the way it is when you're an undrafted guy.
Yeah. I'd probably go with Austin Walter, but because I think he has practice squad eligibility left as well.
Okay.
And then because you see more promise in a guy that you brought here on your own, you know what I mean? But a couple other moves that the 49ers made today. We'll talk about this one first. I want to get your opinion on it. And that is, let me bring it real quick. So this wide receiver, Trent Sherfield.
Oh, that's my guy. Yes. The other Trent. So we cut a Trent. We're not re-signing the Trent, and we bring in another Trent. I love it. We sign a Trent. We don't re-sign the other Trent, and then we sign another Trent. Yo, you can't tell me we not doing it right.
What is it up with 49ers and the name Trent?
I'm about to ask you.
Trent Baalke, Trent Williams,
that's the
Trent
one Trent.
Taylor, Trent Sherfield.
You lose brownie points when you mention the Trent B word. I don't even say his last name.
Hey, you see Carlos Hyde went back with him, right?
I did see Carlos Hyde. That's his guy. Hey,
his guy.
Hey.
What are your thoughts on Trent Sherfield?
I don't know if I have thoughts, man. This guy has 5 catches. He had 5 catches for 50 yards last season. The only thing that's good for him is he averages 10 yards a catch. Sounds like some players we have on our team, right? And so sounds like a Kendrick Bourne type guy. If you give him some opportunities, he can go out there and probably be good on a third down, on a whatever. I think he brings special teams. He'll probably be a good guy on special teams. Don't know what his speed is. Didn't get a chance to look up his 40. I'm hoping he ran like a 4.43 or 4.34, something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he, I mean, he's a guy to fill the squad, right?
He ran a 4.45.
4.45. I was close the first time, right? I was close the first time.
4.45 he ran.
All right, so he's got some speed, man. I mean, he's gonna. The thing I do like is we're bringing in a guy from a rival team. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't used much. You're absolutely right, Daddy-O. I do the same thing, Nick, on the other side. I be trying to look around a picture.
Like what? All right, so if you go over and you watch, if you're on Instagram, go over and watch RSF 49ers. I love him over there. He has a lot of good input and things like that. He put up a video of Trent Sherfield, I believe, and the guy the guy goes deep a lot, and a lot of he's got some good hands. I have not watched anything other than that piece on him. I think this is more of a special teams move with the ability, like KB, to start off as a special teams guy, because he does bring special teams ability with him. And you know how Kyle Shanahan is. He loves his special teams guys. And look at Raheem Mostert. He was a special teams guy first. Look at him now. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna keep Mike put it in there. New 49ers wide receiver Trent Sherfield testing 40-yard dash. 4.45 seconds. 40-yard, 18.38 miles per hour, 20 miles per hour. 40-yard, 18.38 miles per hour. 20-yard split, 2.53 seconds. 10-yard split, 1.5 seconds. Vertical leap, 32.5 inches. Height, 72.25 inches. And weight, 203. And I believe he's 6'1".
And I heard he has a great 3-cone like numbers. His numbers are great in the 3-cone drill. So like that is probably that. You know how that's the one thing Kyle covets.
Yeah, he's 6'1", 25 years old. This could be a move just fill in a 90, and this also could be a move where you're utilizing his special teams and giving him opportunity to be a receiver. So, broad jumps 125 inches.
Yeah, there it is. That 3-cone, man, 6.90, man.
6.90. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. 20-yard shuttles, 4.20 seconds. So, yeah, I mean, you give a thumbs up to this or thumbs down. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh man, it's weird. Like it's like a thumb sideways because I didn't kind of like see this. I didn't see. I can't give it a thumbs up. I don't. He hasn't. I don't know what he. I don't know him.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We don't really know.
I don't want to give it a thumbs down, but because he has made some plays, but he wasn't utilized. I mean, he had Isabella and Kirk and those guys out there, and so he didn't get a tough break for him. But who knows, man? He's going to definitely give Richie James a run for his money. He's going to be able to give Jalen Hurd a run for his money. These are guys that might not even make the team.
Let me ask you something while you're talking about, from Sherfield coming from Arizona. Is it going to be weird seeing Arizona with no Larry Fitzgerald and no Patrick Peterson?
Wait, did Larry retire? Because I missed it.
He's a free agent. He's not signed with Arizona yet.
Sign him. Oh, we need to bring Uncle Larry in here.
And they brought A.J. Green back, so I highly doubt they're bringing Larry Fitzgerald back. So I don't know if he's going to retire or not.
Got the wrong Cardinal. I would have took Larry Fitzgerald over this guy.
Yeah, I believe he's a free agent. So, speaking of other free agents, the 49ers did re-sign cornerback. I don't want people to think I said quarterback. Cornerback Brian Bodie Calhoun and tight end Daniel Helm to 1-year contracts.
Well, one guy I recognize, the other guy I don't. And hey, we got another cornerback in the room, right? So our cornerback room is starting to fill up just a little bit, right? And so we shall see. He's probably another special teams guy. Okay, and so that's how I look at it. As far as Helm, whatever his name is, he gets a job with the 49ers every year. Gets cut, gets signed, gets cut, gets signed. Like, so it's good that he's back in the building. And man, the tight end room is gonna be looking kind of like thick. And don't be surprised the 49ers draft another tight end, man. That's just something that they do. They covet the tight end position. They're probably going to be looking ways to restructure George Kittle down the road. And so, or let him go, or whatever it is they might have to do. And so, Helm is going to be a good piece if he stays in the building.
Yeah, and I think he will. But that puts us, I would have much rather had Jordan Reed come back.
Me too, but I don't think they wanted to utilize. I didn't think they wanted to pay him. I think Jordan Reed would have cost too much money. How about that? Like I think
really, even after an injured year. Another injured year?
He didn't have a full injury year. You know what I mean? And when he was
but he also had to understand, too, he was playing with a lot of backup quarterbacks throughout the whole year. The offense, we had a ton of injuries. Like, I would have tried to run it back and get paid again, but that's just me.
All I'm saying is Jordan Reed would have cost a little bit more money than Helm.
Yeah. Somebody said that Larry Fitzgerald did retire, but I just looked it up. It says Larry Fitzgerald is officially a free agent for the first time.
Yeah, I don't think Larry was one of the guys that retired. I think we were waiting to see if he was going to retire.
Yeah.
And I know people think that Reed shouldn't cost much. It's not about, you guys got to think about people and their worth and their abilities and things like that. Reed has abilities. We pay people for their abilities, right? Juice has extra abilities than other fullbacks in the league, and we overpay for a fullback. That fullbacks are getting paid like $1 million a year, and he getting like 5 times that amount. You know what I'm saying? So the 49ers, I just think they're looking in a different direction. It could be that, because I thought Reed and this offense was going to be phenomenal paired up with George Kittle, but maybe they're looking for a better
because
blocking tight end.
Last year he only got 1 year, $1.050 million contract.
But he was banking on himself too. You know what I'm saying? Like
but that's what I'm saying. He didn't play a full season, so
no, he didn't. And so he's probably looking for maybe like a $2 million deal. You can't knock the veteran for wanting $2 million. Dude, life is on the line. He ain't got much left. You know what I'm saying? Pay the man.
Yeah, no, I hear you. All right, let's get into this right here. Yeah. Washington leads the 2021 Offseason Improvement Index. Percentage, so this says percent improvement in wins above replacement, WAR, so wins above replacement, based on offseason roster moves, right? Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 teams improved in free agency by this draft.
So the right is improvement or the left is not?
Yeah, the right is improvement. That's positive.
Okay.
And the left is negative.
I see it. I got you.
Right? So this has the Niners going backwards.
Okay.
All right. So let's look at the backwards teams, right? Detroit. Did they really do a lot? Probably not.
I mean, they got him a quarterback and they got Jared Goff. They made a trade, but they're gonna. This is so far because they're gonna probably load up in the draft. But then again, you still can't.
Right, and this is for free agency.
Right.
Off-season roster moves so far. The Saints didn't do anything. They signed Jameis Winston, brought Taysom Hill back. They're low in cap money. Don't see them doing much more. The Eagles haven't done anything. Like, let's sit back and trade Carson Wentz. The Colts, I thought the Colts improved.
They did?
Well, I mean, they got Carson Wentz. I think he's better. He's gonna be a better upgrade than
Carson Wentz. You saying Carson Wentz was better than Phillip Rivers?
Well, Phillip Rivers throws a lot of interceptions too. They're both kind of the same. They're both kind of the same.
All right.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna go there. I can't even see the next one. The Chargers.
The Chargers haven't done much, and they lost Hunter Henry.
Right, so. They lost Hunter Henry. I don't even know why they didn't even sign him, but that's crazy. But
they probably looking to draft Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, probably. Carolina.
Yeah.
Houston. Houston's made a lot of moves. I'm actually surprised there's a lot of guys.
Houston has made zero moves. They've gotten rid of players.
Yeah, they've gotten rid of players, and a lot of players have signed there. Like
other than Carlos Hyde, who's on Houston?
Houston free agent signings. Let me go through it real quick.
All right, and so while he's going through that, we haven't really heard much from Green Bay, but they did sign Aaron Jones, right? And so, hey, a running back we should get, guys? What's the other running back from Green Bay? That's the bruiser we need. James Williams.
Yeah, I think he came back though. I think
he's free. Unless he came back before we started this show, because the only running back they re-signed was Aaron Jones. And remember, they drafted that running back last year. Jamal Williams. Thank you, Niner faithful. I knew it was Jay Williams. I knew it was something. I think he's a free agent, guys.
Desmond King went to
where did Desmond King go? Oh, he went to Houston. Okay.
Yeah. Then they parted with Darren Fells and they added another name for blocking, Ryan Izzo from the Patriots.
They said Williams signed somewhere. I got to figure out where he
signed. Yeah, I thought he signed somewhere too.
He signed with the Lions. Oh, I guess. Well, the Lions finally got a running back after all these years.
And then they cut their starter, Zach Fulton.
Yep. You still talking about Houston?
Yeah. I'm just trying to see what they did.
Yeah, they got rid of like a lot of their offensive linemen.
They signed another tight end, Farrah Brown.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much it, tight ends. So that's crazy. So yeah, maybe they didn't do a whole lot. Derek Rivers, they added. But either way, yeah. So Houston, Green Bay hasn't really done anything. Pittsburgh hasn't really done anything. They didn't bring Juju back yet. The Giants, and then San Francisco. So what this chart is basically saying, like I was talking to Mike about this too, and basically it's saying is that we didn't go out. We signed our own free guy, like our guys. We really haven't made moves with outside free agents to improve our team.
Okay.
Other than Alex Mack and Samson
E.
Ibukam.
Yeah.
Ibukam. Samson Ibukam.
Sosa.
Yeah, Sosa. They're the only two outside accusations we have made. Inquired those two guys. So they're saying that the 49ers are staying even kill to where they were at last year. Do you agree with this? Like, what do you?
I mean, it makes sense though, right? Because who have we brought in here that can really improve the team? Like that's how you have to look at this graphic, guys. Like, who did we bring in? Now, if we go and sign a Kyle Fuller, I better see that junk go like, you get what I'm saying? Like, but who have we signed that's going to help really improve the team? And so we got a edge rusher or outside linebacker, whichever you want to call him, and we brought in a center, an old center at that. And so I think I understand the graphic and I'm not upset with it for the very first time. And this is one of those ones where I could just sit back and think, okay, but wait till you see our team out on the field though. So you might not think we improved, but as a 49er fan, you should feel like we've improved. As another person watching, no, Will Fuller went to the Dolphins, guys. We're talking about Kyle Fuller.
Yeah.
Talk about Kyle Fuller. I know I'll be messing up some players because I don't remember Jamal Williams getting signed, but I damn sure know Kyle Fuller just got released about 20 minutes ago.
He's actually not released.
Oh, he's not. So they're gonna try to.
So it came back and it said Kyle Fuller was realized after. So one note from Ian Rappaport: the plan to release cornerback Kyle Fuller was realized after the transaction wire today, and it's still possible someone jumps in and trades for him, similar to Rodney Hudson and Gabe Jackson. A final chance before he comes free.
That's why Tony said we have no chance of getting Kyle Fuller now. Okay, it makes
sense.
So
somebody could jump in, trade for him, and then we won't be able to do anything, obviously. But if he becomes free, that's a $20 million cap hit they got over there for him.
Yeah.
So you're going to definitely have to do a new contract. How much money is Kyle Fuller actually going to want?
You can sign it to a 1-year deal, man.
Pay could that you cap. Imagine?
I'm about to put it in Madden. Matter of fact, that person quit on me. Can you imagine Fuller and Verrett and probably E-Man could play the slot? Man.
That was something Mike was talking about in the group chat too today was and we'll talk about that in a minute, actually. But could you imagine Kyle Fuller and Jason Verrett if Jason Verrett stays healthy?
That's 2 lockdown corners. And it's
a pass rush.
2 outside lockdown corners that could stay with their man. Like, that's crazy. I can't even imagine what anyway. Hey man, would you bring Richard Sherman back for like $5 million?
No. I like Sherm. I like Uncle Sherm, but I'm just ready to move forward and get younger.
No, I understand. What's cool was when you watch E-Man's presser, boy, did he mention Richard Sherman about 5 times. If he gave Sherman props at least 5 times. Every time they asked him about Verrett, he brought up Richard Sherman. And so I know I don't like Richard Sherman. But I think his scholastic teachings definitely help raise the level of games, probably of Witherspoon and these young cornerbacks on the team. And Witherspoon got him a starting spot out there in Seattle, and E-Man's been re-signed to the 49ers. So I definitely think Sherman should.
Yeah, what did he get? A $5 million deal with $4 million guaranteed?
Yeah, he's gonna want the majority of that guaranteed.
No, I think he got $4 million guaranteed.
Oh yeah, Spoon, right?
Spoon, yeah. Spoon. Mike says he really went and changed his Abby because somebody said he looked like Banana Head. He went and changed. Yo, I swear, if we get Kyle Fuller, we are winning the Super Bowl, even if we have a rookie quarterback. Bet me.
I'm not gonna bet against it. I mean, now you have what's the biggest weakness on our defense right now? The secondary. And so now you go ahead and you can still draft a guy. All right. And so now, but you don't have to necessarily draft like in the first round. You don't have to draft those premier cornerbacks, right? Because now you got two guys, one that's going to bet on himself. And I don't know about you, but I'll still draft the premier. But pick 12, shoot, or I'll trade back. Give me my man J.C. Horn, right? And so now if Verrett does messed up to what he wants to be, you ain't got to pay him next year because now you got the rookie to come and take over, and you still got Kyle Fuller, or you can still have Verrett, whichever way they want to play. Listen, I think you go ahead and get a guy like that, man. You find a way. If he can clear waivers out of this trade waiver crap, I think San Francisco need to figure out a way. And so my way, why they keep calling us idiots? We know Will Fuller signed, man.
I don't know if he's talking to us or if he's talking to somebody else. We're talking about Kyle Fuller. We're not talking about Will Fuller. So if you're calling us an idiot, bro, go back and check up on yourself because we're not even talking about Will Fuller. So.
It's all good. It's all love, player. But no, listen, all I'm saying is, man, that tweet shouldn't have never came out, man. That shouldn't have never came out because I like Kyle Fuller. That's his last name's Fuller. He is a baller. All the Fullers can play. It's just some pedigree names, man. So if we can get a Kyle Fuller, Nick, I'm with Mike, man. Yeah. I'm with Mike. And so hear me out. Here's my scenario, Nick. All right. If he clears this whatever waiver crap that he got to clear, now that you brought that up to my attention, right? I'm cutting Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm signing whatever quarterback. I said Joe Flacco because he's the guy that's mentioned. At least he can come in and be a bridge. And I'm trading up in the draft to draft either Justin Fields, kid from BYU, even though I want Trey Lance. Y'all don't like Trey Lance. I would do it. I would get a rookie quarterback week 4, that first quarter, after that first quarter of the NFL is over, week 5, he's ready to go. We act like these new quarterbacks aren't ready to plug and play. You get what I'm saying? Like, some don't go to good systems. We just upgraded our offensive line. You better get a guy that's going to be able to do things with this offensive line. And I'm not saying I'm cutting Jimmy because he sucks. I'm cutting Jimmy because Jimmy is $20-something million. And so now you get that back. You can pay the cornerback. You just fix your defense. You go get a bridge quarterback and a rookie quarterback, and now you Gucci.
Yeah. I mean, look, MNS says not you two. It's the people not listening. He wasn't talking to us.
Oh yeah, they might be on the lag though. Y'all know Hobart, man. I love it.
Mike says 49ers currently at $12 million. That is without the added money from Ford new deal. I tweeted at Nick Wagner today because he said we were at about $13 million earlier. That was obviously before we found out that Alex Mack is a 3-year deal. We need to see what that cap hit is. But I don't know what the number is. And I even asked him, hey, do we know what the cap restructure or the restructure of D Ford gave us cap wise? I never got a response. So I'm going to try to reach out to him again because that money should be allocated into the cap already.
But it still hasn't been broken down yet. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Nothing has. It just says that they did a restructure. But
right,
if you go
and it was $24 million, something about the $24 million, but that was about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and look at his contract real quick, but I'm not sure. But let me get to these real quick. David Gunn says facts, Wayne.
Yeah, man. You listen. You look. Flacco can, at least we know one thing. We got protection for him to stay in that pocket and throw the ball down the field. Y'all been crying about that shit for the past 5 seasons. So we'll finally get a quarterback that can at least do that. Now you got an offensive line that can protect him to do that. Number 2, that's just for a timestamp period, right? You're not saying he's going to be the quarterback of the future. You also got Josh Rosen who can throw the ball down the field as well. And so now you're looking at something different, and you draft the guy that you can mold, that can come and step in and take over and be quarterback, right? I don't see what's the big thing. And I either trade for Deshaun Watson and give up the bank, or get you a rookie that ain't gonna cost you no money and trade up and give up the bank. Like, I think that's what the 49ers should be thinking. If not, Jimmy's the guy, and it is what it is, and we won't be getting a Kyle Fuller.
Yeah. So last year they restructures on here, but that's it. Last year the 49ers restructured his contract in 2020 for salary cap relief by converting $12.74 million of his salary into a bonus. The move creates $9.55 million in 2020 cap room and increases Ford's cap charge by $3.18 million in each of the remaining seasons of his contract. So I would look to see around that same price, but the contract's still the same. My guy John.
That's my bro.
Yeah, that's my homie. He says, fellas, do you feel that our DB coach, Corey Unlin, will be better than Tony Oden? I felt that Oden was too conservative. I want to see more interception this season. Wink, wink, Kyle Fuller.
I complained about Tony Oden for 17 weeks.
So did Richard Sherman. He just did.
I see what you did. Listen, Richard Sherman said if Oden's coach, I'm not playing. And Richard pulled one of those seniority moves. So y'all can say he quit on the team, but it is what it is. He just didn't like the guy. Look, I just don't like. He's just not my style of a DB, and he's not here anymore. And so, to answer your question, I do feel like he was a bit conservative. He couldn't figure out what to do with Brian Allen, or Brian Allen couldn't figure out what to do with Brian Allen. But I'm just saying, I think our DBs and this DB coach is probably going to watch last season and be like, it will never ever be like this again. You're going to see a lot more aggression. Maybe we got some new cornerbacks, some guys that can press and jam at the line. Like, you're going to see some different things, man.
I just hope we change up from that Seattle scheme. Like, to be honest with you.
It's time. It's time.
It's time to change up the scheme. It's completely time to change up the scheme because we give up the middle of the field. We give up things like that. We need to just get out of that Seattle scheme. Everybody knows the scheme now. Just up and at it.
It's not even just that, bro. It's 95% that. Well, I would say about 85% that everybody knows the scheme. The difference is we don't have those Seattle players. Those players were special, bro. As much as we hate them. The Legion of Boom was legit. Too legit to quit. They were special. Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman, and don't nobody even know the other DB. Like, that's how special they were, right? And so when they started to emancipate and break up and do all that kind of stuff, like, we thought we were going to adapt those concepts. We did adapt the concepts, but Jimmy Ward ain't the center fielder that you want to, like, he's not Earl Thomas, but he's good. He's just not Earl Thomas. He's different. And so I think we need to really own in on our skills of our DBs. Like, what are they great at? Like, make that part of your defensive game plan, opposed to making them play something that they could not. How much miscommunication did we watch last year, Nick?
Oh, a ton.
Oh my gosh. You want to know why touchdowns was given up all the time? Cats didn't know where to be. Yeah, and that's just not inexperience. That's just bad communication.
I know a lot of it doesn't have to do with scheme, and it's more of the people you have in there. Because look, like somebody said in the chat, and they're right. Says, why would you change it? We did so well in 19. Well, we don't have the same guys here in 19.
True.
Like, but the other thing is we don't even have a strong safety right now. Like, everybody's talking about receivers. We're sitting here talking like, okay, who's going to start strong safety? Marcel Harris?
I think that's the next position that they sign in free agency. And if you hear me out, whether they bring Tart back or they find another person to play a strong safety, because I'm seriously not feeling the safety class in the draft.
Now you could, and like I was saying to you guys the other day, do you move Ward to strong and move Tarvarius Moore to free?
I don't think you liked my response.
Well, no, you're 100% right, because I said that before. I didn't think Jimmy, when he wanted to move to safety, I thought he was better off not doing that, because you're coming up with more abrupt, fast hits, and he breaks his bones a lot. He doesn't drink a lot of milk or something, but that, I love Jimmy Ward anymore. He's been playing great, but
amazing, yeah.
Yeah. I just never thought that he'd be at that position. Will he be able to hold up at strong safety? I don't want to question a guy's ability. I think athletic wise he can. No problem on it at all.
Yeah.
But could you move? But we all talk about turnover ratio for Jimmy Ward. Move him to strong. Put Tarvarius Moore at free. Who's more of a ball hawk?
More here. It's more than that for me, bro. Moore had too many brain farts for me to watch him back there in center field. And so when he has to play back there, I just feel like I don't know, man. I don't think he sees the field. I don't think he's able to read the quarterback eyes. You know what I'm trying to. I don't think he's ready for that.
And that
I
was my
don't know.
question to you. And that was my question to you about it was, is it
Jared
really
Maynard,
his way
yeah,
that he plays the game, or is it less because he doesn't get any snaps? He doesn't get playtime there.
Well, see, for me, here's where I like Moore. When Moore has one responsibility, when you take the starting free safety position, you have all the responsibility. When he just has one responsibility, his assignment, just one, right? And he does take horrible angles, but both our safeties do, minus Jimmy Ward. When he just has that one responsibility, he's amazing. More and dime coverage when he only has to focus on this, it's interception city, baby. Like, don't you throw it to his area. He knows exactly where you're going with the ball. And so you're right. He needs more reps. Is this the season you really want to do that? You know? I don't know, man.
I don't know. I just know that this team still needs to address the safety position one way or another.
I think they get it in free agency, man, and they draft a guy as well. My man Teron, he didn't mention Jared Maiden. I like Jared Maiden. We got to see how he competes in camp, though. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's going to come down to. He might have had a dope workout regimen in the offseason, come back strong because he's a box safety too. And so we're looking for that good old box guy. If we sign Eric Berry, I quit. But no, listen, we definitely need to address the safety position via draft or he's listed as strong safety, but he played backup free safety for Jimmy Ward.
Yeah.
And so the question is, do you want him to start at free safety and move Jimmy Ward to the box? And I think if you move Ward to the box, man, he ain't gonna last week after week 3. Like I think his body can't withstand that. He does like to tackle, though. I will tell you that his little butt suck is right on them tackles. He's on the run tackles. He's in there, but he's usually like that last guy in there trying to knock the ball out or putting his body weight onto the ball carrier. And so, I don't know, man. We need some playmakers in that secondary, though, not just from the cornerback position, but at the safety position. That's their job.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely something that we have to do. The Jets are signing former Rams and Raiders safety LaMarcus Joyner to a 1-year deal where he gets to play safety instead of slot.
Yeah,
so
he's got to abuse that slot.
Yeah, he did. All right, so let's go for the last 8 minutes here or so. Let's talk about these pressers. Okay. Let's talk about these pressers that we did here. Alex Mack is scheduled to talk as well.
He hasn't talked yet.
Alex Mack hasn't talked yet.
Okay, good. I didn't miss that.
Scheduled to talk tonight. Mike asked us all the question in the group chat, and I want to hear what you got to say, and I want to hear what the people watching have to say either as well before we get into this. Do you find it funny that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan hasn't said a word yet still?
Nope.
There's been quotes. They've talked to media, but they haven't came out and talked to fans.
Now,
somebody said Mac did talk. I didn't catch it, so I missed it when he was talking.
He probably did it while we were live.
While we were on the show, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no, so. I don't find it funny, and I don't see anything wrong with them not talking. And I like that. You know what John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan are doing? They're enjoying this stuff, man. I think for the first time, even with their backs up against the wall, they're having a good time. Like they're enjoying what their fruitions are going to be coming out of this. I think they have a blazing. When I tell you they got a blazing draft plan for us, like I think they got a blazing draft plan, yo. They ain't drafting nobody we thinking about, and I guarantee you those pieces are gonna come in here and do what they need to do. And so I think they're doing what they got to do, man. I like how they putting out these little tidbits and they out there having a good time and getting drunk and drinking. Man, shoot, I wish I could do that. You know what I'm saying? But I got to go to work in the morning. But I like the fact that they're doing it, and I just sometimes I wish they definitely better. I wish the players, it is what it is. They're doing their job. I think they're doing it diligently. So keep up the great work, John and Kyle.
All right. So give me one big takeaway from Emmanuel Mosley's contract or presser.
For the presser, I mean, he just seems he seems a bit reserved. Excited but reserved. Like I think mostly is the type of player that has always been betted against, and he just wants to go on the field and show you what he's all about. That's what I'm getting from his presser. Look, I don't want to talk. I'm just ready to put on some pads and let's get to crack-a-lacking. Like, that's what I get from him. So that's why I say reserved. Like, he's not super energetic. He's not super, I'm ready to go, blah, blah, blah. No, he's just ready to get out there and show and prove. And that's kind of like what I took from his presser, man. Just watching it. Definitely great at answering the questions. He's not no issues speaking publicly.
No.
It just seemed like a lot of the questions were always deflected to Jason Verrett. And so he made sure, that he deflected the questions to who helped him get here. Yeah, it's going to be great playing with Verrett. But you know what? Richard Sherman is the guy that got me like really ready. Like, Verrett, it's gonna be nice playing with him on the other side. But again, Richard Sherman is somebody that taught me this. Oh, well, you know what Jason Verrett taught me how to do? Study film. That's one thing I learned from him. So he's giving homage to these guys, but he has to go out there and let people know who he is too. Jason Verrett is good, but Emmanuel Mosley had good stints as well. When you go undrafted and you come up into this game and you shut down some of the best wide receivers in the NFL, man, you need to take homage to that, brother, because you got some skills, man. Just stay on top of your game. Continue to study film. Stop getting beat with them quick inside steps and turning your back and then not being able to get to the ball. Like, he's going to learn one way or another, and I think this is the season where he gets to show his chops.
Yeah. Everything you said there, and before I get into that, what did I just say to you guys earlier? Slick68 says, Alex Mack reminds me of Joe Staley at the mic. True charismatic.
Charismatic.
There you go. Charismatic. I can never say that word. Leader. And then I say, hey, I'm go check out whatchamacallit's Instagram. He reminds me so much of Joe.
You said that at the beginning of the show?
Yeah, and I said it like 2 days ago when I was watching, because he has like a cooking show him and his wife did through quarantine, and him on Mic'd Up just reminds me so much of Joe. You're 100% on this, Slick. I had to pull this up because it was just so funny. So that I had said that earlier. Everything that you hit on with E-Man, he tries to say everything that people want to hear. Right? He has proven himself, as in from where he's come from. Oh, I'll never make it here. I'm too small. I can't go to college. I'm too small. I go to college and I am never going to make it to the pros. I come out. Unfortunately, I'm undrafted. I don't get drafted. I go undrafted, but here I am as a pro going on my second contract. When I would have never thought, people would have never thought I even got the first, let alone a second contract. So be humble about that. You're doing work. You're obviously doing something to stick around. There's a lot of guys that aren't on this team anymore because they didn't put in the work. So E-Man is putting in that work. And like you said, he did. A lot of it was because of the way the questions were phrased to him. Because I think the first question was about Richard Sherman and asked about that. And then there was a question about Jason Verrett. And it was just our natural media doing what they do and building off one question and making 6 others out of it in a different perspective. So it's kind of hard for these guys. But, the biggest thing I took from it was, he seemed confident in himself.
Yes.
He did seem very confident in himself. Now, Mike was talking about in the group chat, I hate, he hates when guys don't, and I want to get this out there because he was talking about it. He hates when guys don't stand up for themselves. As in, when they ask, are you going to play outside? Are you going to play inside? And his answer to that question was, I'll do whatever the team wants me to do. Instead of saying, like Mike was saying, well, I prefer to play the outside because I feel more comfortable there. But because of my skill sets, I can play the inside also. Mike wants these guys to start standing up for him. Why is it hard for players to actually stand up to themselves and say this? But you heard them when they asked him, they said, were you told that you were going to come in to be a starter on the opposite side of Jason Verrett? Or what is it? And he's like, we haven't really had that conversation. So, but earlier in the conversation, he said, it'll be nice to line up across from Jason Verrett again.
Mm-hmm. Well, because he started with him already,
right.
And so that's his hopes. But going back to what our brother Mike said, man, I don't see anything wrong with what he said. Some players are just so super humble, and they are so happy for opportunities. I'm that type of a person. I don't care how great I am at something, but I'm a team player. I'm a team role player. Hey, what is it that you need me to do? I got you. Oh, you need me to, all right, no problem. I could do that. All right, cool. I could do that too. I know what I'm great at. You know what I'm great at. But the fact is, I'm willing to do what I got to do to get shit done. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like Jimmy Ward. Hey, Jimmy, you gonna play some cornerback? Nope. My contract says I'm a safety. I'm gonna play a safety. So I take offense to that. But when you get a guy, I kind of got to battle Mike on that because he was kind of upset with Jimmy for doing that. But when this guy comes in and says, "Hey, man, wherever they want me to rock, I got it. I'm willing to do it." I don't understand. It is what it is. But look, man, yeah, and that's it. That's it. Archon Jedi. He's a country boy. He is a country boy, straight up Bama, and he is just a nice kid. And so I didn't take that. It's not like you're talking to a first round draft pick. You know what I'm saying? Hey, where you gonna play at? Oh, I'm playing inside. That's where I'm
playing. And he's humble too. He's a young guy. He's a young cat. So he's gonna answer the questions right. He's not a veteran like Jimmy Ward is either, where he's like
right. No,
he's just happy to get that second contract. Right. What was something that you took away? We'll do this real quick, and then we'll get out of here. But give me one of the biggest things you from what you did listen to Kyle Juszczyk's.
I didn't even. I saw 17 minutes and I said,
"Oh, you didn't listen to all any of it."
Yeah. So, what's one thing you took away from Kyle?
They asked him, when you were on your presser out when we last talked to you, you seemed to get emotional that you weren't going to be back with the 49ers. Was that real, basically? And his basic answer, it wasn't real basic because he said. They said, well, is your wife mad at you because I know she wanted to stay on the East Coast because her family's from Long Island and your family's from such and such. I think Cleveland, he said. And he goes, he's like, that was that was a part of the discussion, wanting to be closer to family so we can start a family. He's like, but I love California. He's like, I was really hurt because I really didn't think with the cap the way that it was, that there was any way that this team was going to be able to bring me back. There was some things in there, and he just went on and on about how he was excited to come back to San Francisco. He does love it here in the Bay. He feels like Kyle Shanahan and his offense is the best fit for him as a fullback since there's not a lot of fullbacks out there. And he said before he set into free agency, he had a number in his head. And then if the Niners came close to that, he was taking it. That's what he said. So it was really interesting. Obviously, he set this number. Him and his agent set this number and said, this is where I want to be. He's going to probably retire after that contract. But if he stays here the full 5 years, obviously. But he had that number in his head, and he said that, he was happy that – what did he say? He was happy that the 49ers met that number. And he says that he feels like this is a family. He's like, you go to any other team, the owner's not calling you, FaceTiming you. The head coach and the general manager, they're not FaceTiming you to say welcome back and congratulations and all this other stuff. He's like, Jed York was at a birthday party with John Lynch. John Lynch called me and Jed York got on there, and he wouldn't go into all the drinking stuff. But Kyle called him first, him and his wife. And he said, when I talk to their significant others, I feel like I'm talking to my own family. He's like, that's how close-knit this team is. He's like, those are things that made me want to stay here as well. So I thought that was kind of, that culture building that we've been talking about. Players are showing that. Players are wanting to come back here. This isn't Chip Kelly years. This isn't, I don't even want to go back to Jim Harbaugh years or Tom Sula or whoever you want to go to. These years are definitely – these guys definitely love John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. And they're big factors of why they're here and why they continue to come back. So that was probably one of the biggest things that I took away from it was he gave the 49ers a number. They met that number, and he was extremely happy about it. But I'm super stoked. And then somebody asked him about the Jets. He's like, did the Jets come after you again? And he's like, well, there were some other. He's like, there would have been other teams, I'm sure, but that's why I'm glad the Niners locked me up beforehand, before I even had a chance to go out there and test free agency, because I had a number set in my head. I'm glad that they made it, because this is where I wanted to be, and I didn't have to do all that testing free agency stuff, and I just stayed where I'm at. So it was really good. So it was a good interview, though. There was some things in there, some bits in there that you might be interested in listening to. So Mike says he wasn't mad at him, just want these guys to say their preference as into what they want to play.
Yeah, I got you, bro. But everybody cats don't. I think some people just don't care. You know what I'm saying? Just like I don't have preference. You know, maybe you should have just said I don't have a preference. Like maybe that would have been better lingo or something like that. I don't have a preference if I play inside or outside, wherever they want me to play. You know?
I'm gonna give you one thing too, and I know it's early in this off season, but I am super stoked to see Javon Kinlaw play next year,
bro.
I've been watching his Instagram. Yo, when he had a squirrel in his mouth,
bro.
Like, I don't think we ever even talked about that on the show.
I don't think we were, because we weren't ready, bro.
My man I did not realize this guy was that big. Like, did you see his last Instagram story where he was just like dancing or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
My man is jacked. I'm like, holy like Nikes. Like, I did not realize dude was that big, bro. Not one even.
You talking about the recent video too?
Which one was that?
The recent one, the one that came out the other day of him working out.
Oh yeah, dude, he's a beast.
All I know is if remember his biggest flaw was his technique coming out of college, right? And so if he developed a couple more moves on that D line, yo, with the hands, I'm sorry, I've been watching The Wire. Yo, I'm telling you, I miss DeForest Buckner. He's not a Debo, but he's a Kinlaw. I will say that he's different, guys. Different, young. I think he's stronger than Debo. I mean, like I'm telling you, he's stronger. Super shredder after the ooze. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
He's the super shredder, bro. But I really like. I didn't want to bring that shit up on the show but I'm like, male talking about male or whatever.
No, I got you,
bro.
I think I posted a picture of his last workout. That cat is ready to.
Yo, he is jacked, bro. He's like, he's trying to get on Aaron Donald level.
Nah, he's trying to be on a whole another level. See, so
no, that's what I'm saying. He's got to get to Aaron Donald level to pass him, but he's trying to get there.
How many interception returns does Aaron Donald have for touchdowns? Do we know? Okay, I just wanted to put that out there. So now he just got to get his sack numbers up because he's already leading Aaron in one category, right? Statistically. And so once them sacks start coming, yo, and we brought back DJ. Did we talk about DJ Jones? Look, man, look. And I still think we draft a guy to be on the line. I'm telling you, this team is gonna have their depth back. You know what, guys? It's in the cards. All right, it's in the cards for the 49ers to be great, man. I don't think I know teams experiences, things like that. It's things that happen, but the 49ers probably had the most adversity last season. Because when it wasn't injury, it was COVID. And then when it wasn't COVID, it was something else. And it was something, no, we don't have Ziggy. Ziggy's a free agent. And so all I'm saying is I think it's in the cards for the 49ers this season, man. Like, just with everything, man. I really do, knock on wood, but I just really think this is going to be a season of health and prosperity.
I hope so. I really hope so. But yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight, guys. We will be back for the midnight show. I don't know if Wayne will be back because he'll probably be sleeping. But I think I'm back to do the show. But
I'm gonna be knocked out. Y'all already know.
Yeah.
I can't believe I was stone cold sleep during the Trent Williams.
Bro, all of us were. I wasn't waking up. I was on a sleeping pill, bro.
I was texting Mike like, Mike, you so grimy. You said you was gonna call us, and then he wrote back, "Shoot, I missed it too."
Bro, I was knocked too. You know, it was funny because DJ Jones or somebody wrote "run it back" or
Yes,
something
he
like
did.
that when he re-signed, right?
He wrote exactly that. Yep.
Yeah. So then I went and quote tweeted and said, "Run it back 2019 style, not 2020 style, please." Like, don't run it back 2020 style, because
I think this is one of those pages in the book from 2020 that they take out of that junk and you don't know that it's missing. It's like a perfect rip out of the book, throw it in the trash can, and they going back to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? 2020 that season shouldn't have even been played. How about that? I know we wanted football. That season shouldn't have even been played.
Hold on. You said something earlier. I wanted to see which, I forget what it was. You said it in the Twitter chat. What prediction did you give in the Twitter chat? Hold on. I got to see what it was.
I don't know.
I got to see what it was, because I want to see if you're going to eat crow on that. Because supposedly now, when we make a bet and we have to eat crow.
Okay.
So if I win, so let's say if I win the Bosa thing, or the not the Bosa thing, the Jameis Winston and the
Taysom
Hill thing.
Yeah, we betted on that.
Right, I said that Taysom will be the starter, right?
And I said
and there'll be competition.
Yep.
And I was laughed at, and I'm like, okay, there's going to be competition, and then at the end, but supposedly if Taysom wins, nobody else has to eat anything. It's just me that I just stay safe. I don't have to eat any crow. And I'm Mike's like, I said, well, Mike, what happens? He's like, oh, get your crow pie ready or whatever. And I said, well, what happens if I win? Like, you don't have to eat it? He's like, no, that wasn't the deal. I'm like, but wait, so you get off free? Like, why are you making a bet with me?
Nah, we gonna eat crow if Winston loses, yo.
Well, he told me I need to make some kind of bird pie or something to eat, and I said I'll eat whatever you want me to eat. But then when you eat crow, I'm gonna tell you what you need to eat.
Oh God, don't make no bird. What the hell is that? Don't do that. You'll be sick. No, listen.
I'm trying to remember what it was you were talking about.
You know why it wasn't like a super official? Because remember, Winston wasn't signed yet. Remember when we first started talking about this, Winston wasn't on.
Well, they were in talks to sign him, and I was like, even if they sign him, I still think Taysom Hill's a starting quarterback. And then we were like, we wanted to see what the deal was, the money wise, and the money wise is like an incentive based deal, so it's not like that. And Sean Payton loves him some Taysom Hill.
Until he realized Taysom Hill can't do what this dude Drew Brees did, until he go 3-12, 3-4.
He can probably throw further than Drew Brees, though.
He probably can.
Drew Brees got a noodle arm anymore. I don't remember what it was. If I see it, I'll bring it up. It was something you said in the group chat, and I was gonna say in the group chat, like, you want to take a bet on that? Of
Did you get a chance before we get up out of here? Did you get a chance to watch the Stanford's pro day?
I didn't, but I heard this kid was throwing the ball around like crazy.
That kid got an arm.
Yeah.
But we need to not this. So I'm not turkey pot pie. All right, Cali Bill. All right, okay, I could do a turkey pot pie. Yeah, or chicken pot pie. I forgot those were birds. But nah, listen. That Davis Hill, I think that's his name. That's the quarterback. I don't know. He was throwing that ball in the rain too, bro. I mean,
he was slinging it. He was slinging it.
But you know who I liked? Does anybody know the name of their left tackle? Their left tackle, that dude looked like a mother freaking Mack truck. He looked like Optimus Prime. Like, he's just huge, right? And so I'm like, yo, that might be a guy you can get in the third or fourth round at left tackle, and that might be a guy you could start prospecting. His energy is, I don't know if he played well this year or what, but he looked good in his drills. That might be a guy that's probably the only player I want to see.
Walker Little.
Walker Little. Funny how his name is Little. That dude is huge. Wait till you see him. Like, funny, oxymoron, right? And so here's the thing. I don't want him to draft anybody else from Stanford. I just don't want to get anybody from Stanford. No one. Unless it's, the junior of Christian McCaffrey. Like, unless it's his son. Other than that, he ain't got no kids yet, I don't think.
That's what it was. Kevin said it. That you said Hurd won't make the team now that we got a new wide receiver. KP told me what it was.
I was playing around with that guy.
Okay, that's what I was gonna. I wanted to make sure. I didn't know
you couldn't tell I was being facetious about freaking whatever his daggone name is.
Bailey Austin, $5 contribution. Appreciate it. He says a couple years ago, a fan bet that Christian Yelich would hit his 20th homer, and if he did, he would eat a crow. And Yelich hit his 20th homer that day. That's what I'm talking about. Look, if you got to eat a regular turkey Popeye, that's not eating crow. Like, I'm talking like, we know people that ate cat food. Like,
dude, I'm not hitting none of that shit. I'm sorry. That's just not going to be me. Like, my insides won't do it.
So, but yeah.
That's got to come back out. Like, you don't eat crows, man. I don't even like crows. Them junks are scary. I'm not eating a scary looking bird.
They remind me of that movie, The Crow.
Yeah, The Crow. I'm not eating the crow. It's like eating whoever played the crow, Brandon Lee. I'm not eating that. No.
Yeah. So
look, man, let's get up out of here, bro.
Great show, man. It's getting there. It's 9:47. I know you got to be out of here by 10. Look, faithful, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. 294 people watching right now that I can see. Hit that like button so that you can spread the love of Nothing But Niners on all the YouTube channels. The more you hit the like and the more you hit the subscribe, the more it pops into people's feeds.
Hey, can I do a quick plug, bro?
Yeah.
We got all of these Nothing But Niners. Let me just say this, guys. I'm never, ever leaving Nothing But Niners. They're going to have to, like, shoot me and bury me under 6 feet deep before I leave this wonderful group of brothers and sisters, right? But I do have my own show. It's called Nitty Gritty Niners. It's the baby of Nothing But Niners. So how about everybody watching this show? Go subscribe to that channel right now. I shall have 284 new subscribers by the end of this. You know what I'm saying? And all we do is get down to the nitty gritty. We report once a week, just on Mondays, the day Nothing But Niners is off. So I think some people think that I'm trying to, like, I'm leaving or whatever. No, we all family. Dude, we just got crazy schedules, man. All right. And so I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. But do me a favor. Support myself, Christy, Donnie, and Annie. We're trying to put together some new stuff, man. Thank you, Tron. I appreciate that. I can't put the link here. Y'all got to go just type in Nitty Gritty Niners. It'll pop up. I promise you.
Yeah, you're on YouTube. So just click in Nitty Gritty Niners. Nitty Gritty Niners.
Yo, John, I love you, bro. He said, I'm a fan of all 74 of your shows. I don't know why I have 74 shows, yo. I have 74 different personalities. I'm a scary mother sucker, brother. I'm telling you. And they all different, too, right? It's crazy.
Somebody said the girl is smart. Annie. That's all you were talking about, right?
Or Peachy, one of them. They both are smart.
Well, yeah, Peachy's with you now, too. That's right.
Yeah. They know their stuff, man. And it's cool, man. I like having the women up there talk about their favorite sport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I love it, man. We tried to get a female writer over here for a long time.
Yo, y'all females bring such a different perspective to the game, yo. It's just like, damn, why not think of that? You know what I mean? But y'all be on point, and I love y'all. And y'all don't even be freaking, like, warm-hearted. Y'all cold-blooded. Y'all some mother freakers, yo. I love it. I love my ladies. Real talk.
All right, before we get out of here, one quick question. Just give me a position.
Okay.
What do the 49ers address next?
Safety.
Strong or free?
Strong.
Or
versatile. You know Kyle likes guys that can go both ways. Pause!
All right, guys. We are ending it on that. Anyway, hit that like and subscribe button. 255 of you. Go over there to Nitty Gritty Niners and hit that like and subscribe, along with Niners Wire, 49ers Hive, Rombo, Fourth and Gold, all those ones. Go over there, check those out. Crocker Report, all of them. That's all I got for you guys today. Breezy, it's been a pleasure as always, man. Much love to you. Hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And we will see you guys later. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always
remain faithful, y'all. Peace.
We had